What the f is a macro? Hey party people, let's talk macros. So the term macro is a very intimidating word. A lot of people hear it and assume it's this ultra complicated form of dieting that only bodybuilders use to get jacked. Well, wrong. It's not. It's actually extremely simple. So I'm going to break it down for you. Macro stands for macronutrient. A macronutrient is the major nutrients that your body needs in order to function. These are protein, carbs, fats, and water. Most people don't really talk about or worry about the water part because water has no calories. None. It's water. The three macronutrients that you will be focusing on will be proteins, fats, and carbs. So, how do you track them? I like to think of counting your macronutrients as a form of counting calories. We all know how to count calories, right? You have a certain amount that you are allowed each day that you cannot go past. As long as what you're eating throughout the day fits into this calorie amount, then you're good. Ideally, in order to lose weight, you need to have a negative caloric intake, or basically burning more calories throughout the day than you're consuming. If you're looking to gain weight, you need to have a positive caloric intake, meaning that you're burning less than what you're consuming, caloric-wise. Stay with me. Honestly, weight gain and weight loss is a lot more complicated than that. However, that's the general idea. Calories in versus calories out. Well, tracking your macros is very, very similar. When you track, all of your macros do add up to a certain calorie amount that you're allowed each day. However, the difference between counting your calories and tracking your macros is that tracking your macros creates a balance within the calories between your carbs, proteins, and your fats. And this helps your body get what it needs in order to function and meet the goals that you want it to meet. If you're tracking your macros correctly, you will be consuming about the same amount of calories each day. Basically, you're still doing calorie counting, but it's balanced calorie counting. So the idea is you get a set number of grams that you're allowed each day per macro. Your goal is to get as close to that number as possible. Not too high, but not too low. I personally like to stay within 3 to 5 grams, either over or under your goal per day. So, when is it a good idea to start tracking your macros? Well, honestly, whenever. The great thing about flexible dieting, or if it fits your macros, is that you can use it with any goal that you're trying to attain. If you want to lose weight, if you want to maintain your weight, if you want to tone up, if you want to put on muscle, it doesn't matter. Your macros can be adjusted according to you and your goals. Although my suggestion is if you find yourself getting a little obsessive or neurotic about tracking your macros and making sure that you're within 1 gram of your daily goal, that might be a time to step back and think about taking a diet break. Why should you track your macros? The thing I love about flexible dieting, or if it fits your macros, is that it's sustainable. It allows you to fit foods into your daily routine that most diets completely eliminate. Like carbs. I love carbs. It also allows you to be in social situations without feeling the guilt of indulging in something or just straight up not enjoying yourself because everybody else is eating French fries and you're snacking on lettuce. And that's just stressful. Like going out with your friends and being like, I'll get a salad, but no cheese, and the dressing on the side, and no croutons. And then your friend's all like, I'll get a bacon cheeseburger with some french fries. And I think a milkshake as well. That's just not fun. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't. No. Track your macros. The whole point of flexible dieting is so that you can enjoy yourself and live your life and fit the foods that you love into your macros. Just as long as you aren't going overboard or going over your goals for the day, have that donut. Have it. So if you are planning on tracking your macros or following the flexible dieting lifestyle, there are a few things I highly recommend. The first thing is MyFitnessPal. It's a free app you can get on your phone and it's amazing. It will allow you to scan your foods in using a barcode and the camera on your phone. If you don't pay for the premium app and you just get the free app, it will allow you to enter in close to what your macro goals are for each day. It goes off of percentages rather than the exact grams, but you can get really close to what your actual goal is. Another feature that I love is that it gives you a visual representation of where you're at with your goals for each day. I'm a visual person, so pie charts work really well for me. Numbers, not so much. The second thing I suggest that you get is a food scale. If you're going to be tracking your macros, it's going to be extremely important for you to make sure that you're accurately measuring your food each day. This helps make sure that you're actually hitting your macros. You don't want to be accidentally going over any of your goals because you don't know what 40 grams of oats looks like. It takes the guessing out of the equation and really sets you up for success. Eventually, you'll get really good at eyeballing if you track your macros long enough, but to start off with, the food scale really is helpful. Okay, so now you know what a macro is, why you should track them, how you should track them, and when you should track them. Now, the only thing that you need to know is what your macros should be. There are a ton of macro calculators out there on the interwebs. If you're a extreme newbie and you just want to see what this lifestyle is like, you can go and use the bodybuilding.com one. That's the only one that I suggest. Although the problem that I find with all online macro calculators is that they tend to be a little cookie cuttery. You enter things like your height and your weight and your activity level, and it tells you an idea of what your macros should be. However, there's still a lot of room for error with these. Each person is different, and it's not always just based down to your height and your weight or your activity level. I highly suggest you find a personal trainer or someone who is certified who can calculate your macros and tailor them specifically to you and your body and your goals. There are a ton of online trainers who offer a one-time consultation that you can pay for just to get a feel of what your macros are. And this is probably one of the safest ways to do it. This way, you can figure out if macro tracking is for you, or if you even like it, or if you're even gonna like it, or if it's something that you can stick with. You're not bound to an 8-week program. You don't have to keep signing up monthly for a personal trainer you just feel kind of about. You pay a one-time fee for them to calculate it for you, and then you move on with your bad self. But whatever you do, do not copy somebody else's macros. If you see somebody online who is saying, this is what my macros are, don't use those for yourself. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's body reacts to different macro splits in different ways. So please, please, please don't copy somebody else's macros because it won't work for you. It won't. It won't. That's it. You are officially now a macronutrient pro. You're welcome. If you found this video helpful or informational at all, drop it a like. If you have any questions or concerns, just comment below. Make sure to hit me up on all of my social media platforms. I'm constantly posting health, fitness tips and tricks, so I will make sure to link down below all of the social needs. But most importantly, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can see all of the videos that I post. Because they're great. That is it. I am done. Thank you for watching this all the way through. I hope you really enjoyed it. I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.